Hey, this is BlindFox and welcome at my Ration review. Please support the channel, please subscribe and please go and donate on patreon.com. So today is the breakfast part of the RationTech 2022 civilian ration. Menu number 1 and packed in South or produced in South Africa. It expires in 2023 and it was packed the 7th month of 2022. It expires around the 7th month of 2023. I don't know why they changed it back to a year. The other rations last year had a longer shelf life. But well, and I can't see anything that is really limits on shelf life. We are going to do the lactose-free milk drink or shake. I'm not sure what flavor this is. I couldn't find it. It might say it somewhere there, but I couldn't find it. We're going to do the sorghum original porridge. They don't say how much water to add that I could find. They just say add hot water. This stuff is notoriously hard to mix. Both these, and the maize porridge, both of them, all of the types, really hard to get all of the lumps out. I've never heard of the way to do it. I don't know if you mix it with cold water and then boil it, but they do say to add hot water here. They don't say add cold water and boil. So I'll try again with hot water this time again. We've got some Super C's. I think there's 3 of them. These are orange. I do like the new Super C's. They are nicely different colors. This is a commercial brand, by the way. So you can immediately see what type of Super C you have, which is cool. The others you really had to squint to read this. But these are orange. You're going to have them. We're going to do our fruit oat cookies. I don't really know where to use the nut butter, so I'm going to use it on the oat cookies. It won't work in the porridge. This is sort of a chocolate peanut butter affair. So you most likely will mix this. Had to knead this a bit because I think there is some separation of the actual butter and the oil. We've got our 2 creamers because we've got the porridge. I don't use creamer in my coffee. We've got both the coffees because frankly they are just not strong enough for me to use. And we are only going to have 1 sugar for the porridge. You don't have to use the sugar for the porridge, but I do like a little bit of sugar in it. And I don't use the sugar for anything else. And then we've just got our spoon. So I'll go and mix this. The isotonic drink is 50 grams and they use 500 mils of cold water. This changed. This used to be 250 mils, but I'm not sure if the gram or the amount of powder changed. So they did change their recipe some. And as I say, this doesn't say how much water to use. In the past, I think it was around a cup, if I can remember, 250 mils. But we will see. So I'll be back when I've done all of this or mixed all of this. Oh yeah, by the way, if you mix this sorghum porridge, don't bother using the fork. Try and keep a fork somewhere about, or something that you can actually use to mix this. Even a little branch from a bush would do, because this is just too big and blunt to mix it properly. A fork is better actually to mix this, and you have to really mix it vigorously. Hey, if you got an electric or a whisk somewhere about, use that. That might also work. Okay, mixed everything. You can see here the foil line, so it will keep better, and you can actually use these packages. Just maybe I won't measure hot water in these, but at least it's, I think, around half a cup maybe, but only rough measurements. So let's start with our drink for now. I used half a liter, so let's see how it. I did use a cup, and it was quite strong and sweet and strawberry. So I added the rest of the ½ liter. Taste strawberry, but don't feel compelled to add all of the water. You really water down the taste. Although it's not as sweet now as it was when it was just a cup. This does not have the previous rations. If you add the amount of water, the cup, it sort of had a frothy maize type taste. This does not really have it, although I still won't add, I think, maybe all of the water, although you could maybe add about 400 mils or just more than a cup but less than 2 cups. So roughly, I think between 350 maybe and 400, or 350 and 450, doesn't matter, but you don't feel compelled to add all of the water. So we'll taste our sorghum now. It's been standing for about 3 or 4 minutes. Don't heat it right away, let it stand, it will thicken up. I added a cup and a bit of water. I'm not sure exactly how much water to add, and you will always have lumps in this stuff. Now, this is not a maize taste. It's also not, I have not yet tasted anything that tastes like sorghum. It's not a maize taste, it's not an oat taste. It's got the structure of maize porridge, but really not the taste. So we are going to add the creamers here. And I'm going to add both. So for the porridge, I would say not less than a cup of water, but then you can sort of add it to the consistency as you like your porridge. As you see, the more it stands, the more it absorbs water. You might almost want to add a bit of more water here, since it's very thick now. And of course the creamer will clump a bit, but that's fine. So let's taste some. Might be a bit creamier now. Something I'm not going to add, I was thinking about adding it, is the sugar, but I'm just not in the mood for that much sweetness. Although you might want to add it for extra energy or stuff, or just for very sweet coffee. So we'll taste our coffee, why not? And as usual for me, I did add too much water. 1 sachet is not enough for a cup, or a normal cup. Maybe if you've got a small cup, yes. But if you put in about 3/4 of the water, maybe, not more, maybe 2/3, I don't know. But depends, this is not a lot of coffee. Or if you like strong coffee. If you don't like coffee, it's of course a great thing because it gives you something hot to drink, slight coffee taste, doesn't matter. You do need something if you don't add all of the water to your drink. You do need something to actually break the sweetness with this. So these are cookies, oaty cookies. They are normally very fruity oaties, very sneaky in these cookies. Sometimes they have got brown flour in it. I haven't read the ingredients in these, but they were very sneaky in the past, having actual brown flour and not cake flour or any other, just normal brown wheat flour. They are very neutral cookie. I wouldn't call it sweet, which in effect is a good thing if you take into consideration the sugar that's in this ration anyway, going with the sugar and stuff. You might even add some sugar into your drink here if you want to. So let's taste it with the coffee. It goes well with the coffee since neither of these has got a strong taste. You do get the oaty taste, you do get the floury taste. This tastes a lot like the old Cerec biscuits. But you do get the fruits in there, there's some raisins. And it goes with both the coffee and, of course, this strawberry lactose-free drink. It will of course go with the isotonic drinks as well. Now let's taste our chocolates. See if I can get my spoon clean. And here we've got it. Runny bits and very still not mixed in bits. Chocolate, nutty, more peanut-like, very sweet. And now let's go with the OT biscuit. Let's put a lovely little dollop on there. You can of course just eat it like this, but this is not as ganache like as some of the other. Like peanut butter, these can sort of stick to your mouth a bit. And by the way, there is 3 of these OT biscuits, as you can see there. Very sweet. Because the oat biscuit is a very neutral taste, it does actually go well with the nut butter. It makes it very sweet. And this is the only thing I think in the ration that you can use it with. So what did I think about our... Oh, and then you get your Super C before I forget, the infamous Super Cs. As I say, this... they've got them nicely coloured this time. This is a commercial available brand. You get them in the shops all over the place. Both in tubes and in little sachets like this. And even in mini tubes now, and they've got another one as well. It doesn't want to always break. It's sort of a pill in the pill form. There's the C on there. Sometimes, there we go. You can break them in half though. You can see the structure. Very sugar-like structure inside. Very orangey, very sour. Which, number one, it quenches your thirst if you suck them on there while you are moving. They are robust enough not to break and crumble. You can chew them, you can hold them in your mouth for a bit. And they're actually a good way to end this meal because it breaks down all of the sweetness that you get through most of this ration or the meal. So what I think about, let's do the sorghum again. See how you can see how it's stiffened up from the beginning. So I won't add all of the water in the beginning. I will always save a bit because as it stands, it gets cold and it does get a bit thicker. So you might just want to add some more water. Nice sorghum taste. Doesn't have that funny taste that the banana sorghum has. It's just a normal, relatively neutral breakfast porridge. As I say, the taste, I don't know, almost between wheat and corn, or maize and wheat, sort of a grain taste. I don't think I've tasted anything in all of the other rations I've tasted that comes too close to this. We've got our oats cookies, so fruity oats cookies, nice and fruity. It goes well with the chocolate spread, or our chocolate nut butter, chocolate flavor of course. There is a lot of oil in here. You've got the coffee, that is South Africa Ration normal, not very strong, very mild tasting. If you don't like coffee, this is your coffee. And the strawberry drink, lactose free. Don't add all of the water because then it's just a bit too boring. It's not that you don't taste it, it's just I would have wanted a bit of a stronger taste. Add some of the creamer into your porridge, it gives it a more bit of a creamy taste. And the Super Cs are just normal Super Cs which we've reviewed before. And that's all. So thanks for watching this breakfast portion of the 2022 24-hour RationTech 3200 kcal ration. That is their tactical ration and it's menu number 1. So thanks for watching. Please support the channel. Please subscribe. Please go and donate on patreon.com and see you at my next ration review.